awesome adventures of
Dragonfly and Stone. We are going to learn today how to set up and take down a tent.
and what's the difference between indoor and outdoor sleeping bag, how to roll them up, and all that fun stuff.
And how to make gorf, which is pretty much trail mix.
How to clean your stuff with your mess kit.
And what you should bring to camp and what you shouldn't bring to camp.
And how to make swaps and what they mean.
So to set up and take down the tent, you need a tarp first. And so you always want to fold the tarp in half. But if the tarp is too big, you want to fold it in half again until it's the right size for your tent. And so Strawberry and I are going to show you how to set up a tent and what you should do and what the equipment that you need to set is.
And when you set up a tent and it's raining like it is today, do not lean on it because then you'll get everything inside wet and you won't be able to sleep in your tent.
Okay, so as you can see, these are the poles that hold your tent up. So these are very important.
I will set up the pole.
And you never want to take your shoes into the tent because you don't want to.
Because you don't want to take all that time when you're supposed to be going home at the end of the camp, and you don't want to take all that time to have to clean up all the dirt out of the tent. So if it's raining, then take your shoes and put them in the corners. Just make sure they're not touching anything. Or if you have like
put it
an
on the
overhang.
outside of your tarp. So on the edge of your tarp.
Or if you have an overhang on your tent, hang them under the overhang. And that'll work.
Okay, so you can tell that this is the base of our tent. So, and as you can see, Strawberry is setting up the pole. And
This is a rain flag.
we will show you how to put that on after we get this.
You put it on the roof.
Strawberry, can you go to the other side so I can be efficient too?
Okay, so leave me a bit. That's what I cut it. I'll go to this one. Oh, and when you're setting up, don't do what I'm doing. Like, keep your feet off of
The tent.
Like, you can rest them on the tarp, but keep them off the tent.
And when you're making the tent, you want to try your hardest not to have the pole separate.
Like it just did. Soon I'll be able to pull it out of the end, and not have to pull it through there anymore.
And you want to keep
It's called.
feeding
Here we go.
the pole to her.
Yes.
Or to your partner.
Okay. And then when
But
it gets
once
long
you got
enough,
it to a nice length, you want to take it and you want to.
there are some tents have these little sticks that you can stick in the end of the tent to make it like this, where it's curved.
But first, we got to get the other pole in.
And make sure you don't pinch your fingers.
And before we do this, though, we have to get the other pole so it doesn't keep moving.
Well, why did we do that? It's the tent. Okay.
Okay.
Now, other pole. I'll come this way, and then you can get through it.
So you do the same thing just for the other side.
Okay, start feeding the third one.
opens up these little buttons. And so now.
Okay.
No. Strawberry.
They're good.
Nope.
Make sure you don't pinch your fingers.
Little boy.
My way? Okay. Make sure you don't pinch your fingers either, because it hurts.
I did that many times, sadly.
Same here.
And if you can't get the like steak into the bowl,
Ask
you
your
ask
leader.
your camp advisor or
Leader.
your leader.
And then hopefully your leader will help you. Okay. So,
Take a little more.
huh?
Take a little more.
Is it in?
Oh, that's good.
So, now the tent is almost up. She's having a little struggle. Okay. Now that the tent is up, we will grab this thing.
We have one more pole to put in, and that is the door frame.
Oh, it goes right there. So, what we will do is start here. Okay, start somewhere.
Oh, wait, never mind. It's for the tarp thingy.
We're good. Oh, okay. So this is one of those tents that I was telling you about, where you put your shoes on, or you take your shoes off and put them under the thing. Yeah, that's one of these tents. Yeah, where you have the little horse thing. And it's gonna look like this, and then hold up, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we kind of have it. Yeah, like that. And then you take these and you just hook them to the pole, I think.
Ah.
I think you hook them down here. Yeah, you hook them around the pole. And then just like this. And then you have to make sure it covers the whole entire tent, where clearly this one does not. Okay. Now, we grab this pole right here. And it just goes right here. Go like this. And then the rest of it goes somewhere. Oh, it goes right here. Okay. Cool. So now you have that little overhang, but clearly it's not really a overhang.
No, wait, hold it here. Got it now?
Yeah, that works. Okay.
So, that is how you set up a tent. And so when you go in, you always want to leave your shoes about here, or if you have to take them inside, put down like a grocery bag or something. Put your shoes in that, because you don't want to clean out the tent that much before you take it down. And so now we will show you how to take down.
So you start with this. Arm button over both sides. And then take it out. And there's just one of those where you go like this.
And then you want to unhook
Like
the
that.
latches for the rain cover.
Go on this side. And then take it off. And then you fold it. And you hold it. And then you walk good. Hold it. And then you fold it in. And then turn it,
And then you fold it like this. And then you fold it in half.
and then
then
make sure
down.
you get all the air out.
And then you take your little latches here.
Wrap it around. And then you put it off to the side. You put it off to the side for now until you get the tent taken down.
And now you take the stakes out of the end of the pole.
Like so. And then when you take one side out and then make the other side easier. And then you just start pulling them out.
And when you have the poles, you want to unbend the poles into like a pattern almost. So, like this.
Technical difficulties. This one is clearly not going to come. Okay, so we are having a little technical difficulties. This keeps breaking on its way out because it's caught somewhere. Okay. So now it should be coming out soon because she found out where it is. Okay.
And
Now that it's out, we'll do the same thing to the guide like we're going to do and just wrap it into a pattern. And then most tents come with a little bag to put all the poles in.
as so.
And then her. And then
When you take down the tent, you also probably want to have someone help you because it's very hard to take down a tent by yourself.
and
As you can see, we just had a struggle, and it was easy.
I tried setting up a tent by myself, and it really didn't work. Yeah. Always have somebody to help you. Whether it's
That's
a
a
fellow
smart
Girl
thing to
Scout
do.
sister that's helping you
or a leader.
set up your tent, or a leader, or somebody.
Just you always should have help.
Yes. And then you're gonna fold it in half this way, or that way, whichever way. Fold it this way. And then make sure you get all the air out.
And then you want to fold it in half again.
Or actually, no, get the pole. Get the bag with the pole, because you can just fold it up with. And then I'll take a look. Here, fold it real quick. Now go get the pole.
And so when you have a tent and you see, as you can see, there's so much air in here. So what you can do, and this is the fun part. So
You roll on
lay
it,
on it,
and then you just
and then
keep
you
rolling.
roll. And then you go backwards.
And now, you fold up all the edges that popped out and roll.
But you always want to make sure it's tight. You want to, as you do it, you want to make sure it's in a straight line and it's tight and you're getting the air out of it.
So I'll just move along with the tent.
And this is why it's also easier to have partners because they help keep it tight and straight for you.
And then when you get to the end, take it down the bag, put the tape in the bag. Oh wait, no, have to grab the rain flap. Grab the rain flap. And these are stakes, so we didn't show you these. What we should do is you have these little things right here, and you take the stakes and you put them in the ground, and that keeps you and your tent from blowing away when it's really windy.
And the reason we didn't show you what is because we're on cement and it's
Hey.
very muddy and rainy out today.
So we don't want to get it all messed up. And then put the rain flap in. Make sure all the air is out. And then I'll start here and dragonfly, and you can just hold the zipper like that so that I can really get it in. Hold it together. Here, hold it together now. packing it up is a little hard because you don't want it to mess up, but you also like, so if you have ribbons in here like we do for tying it up, then make sure that the ribbons don't get caught. Okay. So right now we are going over the difference between an indoor and an outdoor sleeping bag. This is an outdoor sleeping bag. An outdoor sleeping bag has material that makes it water resistant and waterproof. An indoor sleeping bag does not. So we're going to go over how to fold these. So these might be a little long. So what you do is, if you're on a camping trip, your leaders will obviously tell you bring a sleeping bag. So at the end of your camping trip, you're just gonna fold it over, and then you just roll. Wait, I need you to roll first. And then you're just gonna start rolling. And then most sleeping bags will have a strap. The reason that she's rolling at that side is because there's a strap on this end that you want to hold the sleeping bag with, and then there is not another one, so we use a bungee cord to keep it nice and tight.
Make sure you don't hit your friends with the bungee cord.
Yeah, I accidentally hit her when it like slammed open. Sorry about that. Okay. So, see how she's drawing it nice and tight? Tight, and then you just grab it, wrap it around. That way you have a little bit of support before you put the bungee cord around.
As you can see, it's much easier to do with a partner instead of yourself.
Like the tent. A lot of this stuff is easier to do with a partner. Because you have the help. And then you're just gonna take the bungee cord and wrap it like so. Like that. And that's how you fold an outdoor sleeping bag. So right now we're gonna go over what to pack and what not to pack for camp. So, I'm going to go first.
So, for camp, you can bring a stuffed animal, but you like these because they're small. But you don't want to bring like a huge teddy bear,
Like ones that you would win at the carnival or whatever.
because that is just way too big for camp, and it's easier to pack if you have tiny ones or whatever.
You want to bring a day pack, and that's what you would put your bug spray, your water bottle, your flashlight, your bandana, your hat, all that.
And your bandana can be used as a headpiece, like so, or it can be used against your waist and tied, because when you go to the bathroom here at camp, you don't usually have paper towels, and so you use bandanas to dry off your hands. And as you can see, when Strawberry picked up her bug spray, first she picked up
The aerosol can. And then I said nope and did this one. Do
because
you know the reason?
if you have aerosol bug spray, it works. It's just that if you spray it in your tent, it tears away at the rain, like preventer tarp thing, and you could get poorly rained on. So it's better to have this or the liquid, the lotion, the bug spray, because it's easier to put on, and if you ever need to put it on, like when you're at a station or something, it's easier to squirt out on your hand and rub it on your arms and legs.
Or you don't want an aerosol can, because more than likely you guys will have fire pits for your dinner and all that. So these will catch on fire easily, and these you just want because they're helpful. Okay, next.
And you can bring a hat, but you also want to bring a bandana because of your drying your hands. But you never want to wear flip-flops because that's one of the Girl Scout rules. Don't wear flip-flops if you're at camp. Wear tennis shoes.
Comfortable tennis shoes, because more than likely you'll be walking a lot.
And for pajamas, recommend like pants and a shirt.
Not these
And a
nightgowns.
two-piece pajama is like this. You don't want a nightgown because it's not comfortable.
And then when you go to each station, more than likely they'll have chairs for the adults. So you're gonna need a sit-upon. You can just use one of the D-clips. Dragonfly, you have D-clip. You can use a D-clip, hook it onto here, and then hook your sit-upon to your backpack so you don't have to carry around multiple things.
And if you're going to camp
So over the summer.
and you and like you have a pool or something, you most likely, or if you don't have a pool, or no matter what, you don't want to bring a two-piece bathing suit.
We want to bring a one.
You want to bring a one-piece because it covers more of your body and it helps prevent bug spray. But as you can see, this is the two-piece, so I would probably get a lot of bug bites on my stomach if I wore this to camp.
And then the difference between these two is you want to bring this one because it's lightweight, and this one is heavier and you can't put ice in it. Where this one has a wide opening and you can. Like Dragonfly and I went to camp and we used these and we couldn't put ice in them.
And when you go to camp, always recommended put your hair up because you will always need to have a hat or bandana on to protect your head from bugs and sticks and all. But it's easier to have your hair up because you're going to be walking a lot, you're going to be hot, you're going to be sweating, and you don't want your hair getting all messy because at camp you don't take showers unless you're at like a week-long camp. And then you can bring like flashlight and headlamp.
And the reason you want flashlights is because, like, if you're walking in the dark, you want to be able to see. So sometimes it's easy to pack one of these, but you can also pack a bigger flashlight because it has a wider range. So,
Or
a headlamp.
you can pack a headlamp,
But make sure that you have one that has a red, what are they called?
red light.
Yeah, a red light. Because if you're talking to somebody, you don't want them to be blinded.
You don't want them looking into your light
Yes.
because it can steer you hard enough. And at camp, you always need like your toiletries, such as like toothbrushes, toothpaste.
I would recommend bringing little things. That way, like you can pack them in a Ziploc bag or whatever. So there's a little hairbrush, little deodorant, little toothbrush, toothpaste.
And at camp, you don't want to bring scented lotion because you're going to attract a lot of bugs too. So like bring regular lotion, like Johnson's lotion. You don't want to bring Bath and Body Works lotion. For
And then
sure.
you don't want to bring candy and gum because that'll attract other animals. And
You don't
yeah.
want animals in your
No,
tent.
you don't. So bandanas. Don't pack one of yes. Pack a duffel bag, but not a nice duffel bag because you don't want to ruin it. Pack like a duffel bag that you can get from Walmart.
And make sure you have a book bag that is big enough to hold your stuff so you're not carrying it around. Like, let's say you can't fit your water bottle or your tennis shoes or something. You don't want to be walking around camp with a book bag on and then stuff outside your book bag. So like a book bag like hers would work, or like a bigger book bag if you have more stuff.
And then you want a pillow just because it's a necessity at camp and you need to be able to rest your head on something.
And you don't want to lay on the ground when there's a rock underneath your head. I've
Or
done that before.
If it's like summer camp and it's ridiculously hot and you packed a hoodie in case it was really cold, then you get a pillow, you can use your hoodie, or you could use your sit-upon. Just make sure it's not wet.
It could be bad.
Yes.
And
So there's a couple different things.
that's it. So you have Ziploc bags because when you go to camp, it's easier to pack if you have your clothes in a Ziploc bag So when you go to the bathroom or in your tent to change, it's easier to take out one bag of your clothes. So you put all that on, then you put all your dirty clothes into the Ziploc bag.
And then you don't have to ruffle around your bag like, oh no, what am I gonna wear? So it just makes it easier. And if you're going for a week camp, it just like makes it easier to pull it out. That way you can fit more in your bag. And then you have a grocery bag for your wet clothes, for like a bathing suit, or if it's raining like it is today, your absolutely soaked clothes. That way they don't get all over your clean clothes. Make sure they don't have a little hole in them like this, because then it won't work. So, yeah.
That's it. Now let's
on
do the
to
dishes.
cleaning. So, over here, you see we have 3 buckets, and we have a mess kit. So, this mess kit will contain a cup, utensils, plate, and a bowl.
And so your bucket number 1 will have warm soapy water. So that's when you have your dishes, you would put it in here, wash it around, like you would do that, wash it around, and then you'd shake it off, and then you go to bucket number 2,
Hot, clear water.
and then you douse it in there, and everything, and then you shake it off, and then you go to bucket number 3.
This bucket will get very soapy from all the soap in there, so frequently you would want to dump the water out of here and refill it with more hot, clear water that's clean.
And then once you do that, and there's no more soap suds on the dish,
You want to put it in bleach and water.
and this is called bucket number 3 is called sanitize, because when you do the bleach and everything, it kills all the germs. So once you're
Then there's
done,
gonna be,
you take
and then
your bag or your mesh bag,
put it in
and
there.
tie it up, and then usually there will be some type of rope or something, and you would and you'll tie it around something,
Or
and
there'll be
keep it on there.
clothespins
So-
to hang it up.
and the reason you want a mesh bag is because all the water will drip out of it, and you want your dishes to be dry by the next time you eat.
So now we're going to explain how you empty. So your bucket number 3, which is your bleach, will go into your bucket number 2, which is your hot clear water. Hot clear water will go into bucket number 1, which is your soapy. And soapy, you will carefully take out away from your tent and dump it. And then take it back, and it's ready for the next round.
Now we are going to teach you how to make gorp. And gorp stands for good old raisins and peanuts. So it's trail mix, pretty much. So as you can see, we have honey nut Cheerios, we have granola with raisins, we have M&M's for a sweet treat, we have peanuts, honey roasted and regular, and then we have raisins and cranberries and pretzels. But when you make gorp, you do not want to have something that will melt, like chocolate chips or something. But the M&Ms are here for a sweet treat. Okay?
And they have a coating.
And they have a coating that will last them a little longer to melt. So when you do it, you want to take a spoon and you want to take as much as you need, and you just dump in. And then you move on, but you do not have to get something if you don't want it. So I'm trying to get some of the peanuts,
Maybe they don't
and
want
then some of the M&Ms. Not a lot, but you don't want to have too much sweet, even though sweets are very good.
Yes.
And then you want to get some type of fruit if you would like. So like I'm getting cranberries. And then you want to get a few four maybe. And then you have pork, so when you walk around camp you have something to eat. Because you're going to get hungry.
Yes, you will. Especially while... Now we are going to tell you about swaps. Swaps are little things that when you go to camp, you can make them and trade with other troops. So ours is this, kind of. Yes, it's the exact same thing, basically. And so they stand for something with a pin or special whatchamacallit affectionately placed somewhere. You want to say anything about it?
So when you get a swap, So if you have a swap, you want to go to camp with plenty of swaps because you're going to be trading. So if someone says you want to trade, you're like, sure. But if you already had that one, you can take that one, and then you can swap it with someone else, and it keeps going. But you always want to try to keep at least one of your own swaps, so you know that what your swap was.
So you know how we mentioned the hat earlier? The hat is a great way to keep these, or you can put them in a bag, or here, I'll show you what you can do with the hat. So what you can do is when you get a swap, you can take your hat, take your swap, take the safety pin, unhook it, and then just hook the swap to your hat. And boom, it's attached. And by the end of camp, sometimes you will eventually have a hat full of swaps, and then you can keep it as a memo, or you can take all the swaps off and put them in like a special memory box or something.
I hope you enjoyed our tutorial on camping.
Please stay tuned for more videos.
On the amazingly adventures of Dragonfly
And strawberry!